We're in San Antonio, Texas, revisiting a case involving a woman named Tanya. Tanya contacted us after experiencing a series of unsettling events in her home. Events that began after the passing of her brother. Her mother had passed away in the house a few years earlier, but according to Tanya, nothing unusual occurred at that time. It wasn't until she brought her brother's ashes into the home that things started to change. Her brother, a Navy veteran, had struggled with addiction in his final years. After his death, Tanya found a journal he had kept through the My Healthy Vet program. The writings inside were deeply troubling, filled with references to magic, the occult, and spiritual affirmations. One entry stood out more than the rest. On a single page, he wrote, "The devil feels holy to me." Not long after that discovery, Tanya began experiencing physical disturbances in the home. Mirrors broke without explanation. Doors opened and closed on their own. A persistent sense of unease drove her to stop sleeping in her bedroom altogether. We visited this house once before. At the time, we chose not to film. The activity was intense, and our priority was helping Tanya. Now, she's preparing to move. She hopes the energy tied to the home does not follow her. A close friend, a Catholic priest, declined to appear on camera, but he told us this: "This house makes me uneasy, and I don't like being alone here." Tonight, we return to document the space and to hear Tanya's story in her own words. Tanya, could you tell us about your experience living in this home? What were your initial feelings when you first moved in?
So I've been here almost 8 years now. First, when I got here, didn't really feel anything. It was just a normal house. Um, Nothing caught me, and I would kind of would like feel it, but nothing really. It didn't start happening until after the deaths in my family. I don't know if it was so many deaths that kind of made it kind of speed up, but yeah, no, nothing in the beginning. No, this house was quiet. Like I said, my mom lived here for probably like 5 or 10 years before I even moved out here. So
You've mentioned your brother and your mother's passing and the difficult times that followed. How did their deaths affect your relationship with this home? Did you notice anything unusual right after?
So when my mom passed, there's almost 3 months difference between when my mom passed and my younger brother passed. So when my mom passed, it was just simple things. Like I knew like all of her clothes were like packed up and out of the house, but I would come home and like some of the socks would be sitting in the middle of the floor in the living room. Don't know where they came from, but it would be little things like that. That to me just let my mom know, because I was like, "Hey, mom, send me signs, before she passed, you know, send me signs." And I think that's what it was. I don't think it didn't really start getting dark until I brought my brother's ashes. And that's when it kind of really hit me, or hit the house kind of thing. And then it was full blown just overnight, it seemed like.
I understand your brother was involved in the occult and left behind a journal. What did you learn from the journal, and how did it make you feel when you read it?
So I knew my brother liked to study different kind of religions and cults and stuff like that. But he's always been fascinated with that kind of stuff. Um, the stuff in his journal was just really bizarre. Just the names he was using, and it seemed like he wanted the power over something or life. I don't know, but he was searching for power, and that's what I kind of got from it. That he was seeking to get to that higher, and I think he was willing to do almost anything to get it. Definitely.
After your brother passed, did you notice any strange occurrences in the house? Anything out of the ordinary?
Probably I'm sure it was trying to get my attention, but I was kind of like playing it off, not really. I just understand, don't feed into it. You see that on all the shows, so it's like what really got my attention was I came home and went out into my bedroom and I had a mirror out there. You guys collected the mirror last time, and it had just whipped and broke, and it wasn't even within like a big range of where it fell, but to fall with that force and for it to break was kind of alarming. And then it would start to I'm always really OCD in the morning. I have my morning routine where I wake up and I make my bed, I get dressed, go to work, I fold my pajamas. Then it started messing with my blankets. Like I would come home um, from work and I would go out to go change, and my whole bed would just be, the blankets would be askewed everywhere.
When we came to investigate your home before, you mentioned some experiences. Could you share with us some of the most unsettling things you witnessed before we cleansed the home?
The only time that I was probably really, really scared was it was on a weekend. I know that. And I when you wake up on the weekends, but you don't want to get up. So you kind of like open your eyes to kind of, oh, is the sun up? Do I need to get up yet? So I did one of those and something was kind of leering above me. And I just remember just and blinking my eyes and then open it and then it was gone. It was really fast, but I want to say the body was like a man, I want to say. It looked just like a normal man from what I took in that brief like second, but the head was more like a ram where it had like horns, but it wasn't sticking up. It was more like Princess Leia and her little Star Wars buns. It was like horns on like the side is from what I took it as, yeah. And then, I mean, of course, I would come home from work, and I'm a big thing where I like to close all the bedroom doors because I don't want the dog in my room or anything like that. And there's been times where I would come home and all the bedroom doors would be back open, and then I would put gates in front of them to make sure and that the dog wasn't doing it, but no, they would still be open. That was probably the only time that really probably got to me. It wasn't the other things like things breaking or moving, but yeah, when you wake up and something's kind of staring down at you, it makes you definitely take notice a little bit. So it did grab my attention that day.
After losing your mother and your brother, I imagine it was a very isolating time. How did the house feel during that period? Did it feel like the house was a sanctuary to you or more like a prison?
So at first, with my mom passing, I think the house was fine. Like I said, I didn't feel anything. Um, but when I brought my brother's ashes, that's when it felt colder in here and it felt almost like darker. And the house is quiet as is, but it just seemed unbearable quiet a lot of times. So I would always put like noise on to kind of break that silence. I don't watch TV, so it's just to put on music or something because the noise will almost be like high pitched almost. So it would always be like trying to like drown that quietness out. Um, but yeah, once I brought his ashes, the house just kind of just turned really fast. It was really just, to me, it was dark. I mean, yeah, he passed away towards like the winter part. It was in October or September. I can't remember now, September. And I don't know, I don't think it was just the weather, you know. And I tried not to like feed into it like it was my like depression or anything like that. Because I think I handled everything pretty well, losing 3 family members within 17 months. Yeah, I think it would take a toll on anyone. Definitely.
After the cleansing was performed, the activity seemed to stop. How did you feel during that period? Did you sense any change in the atmosphere of the house afterward?
Yeah, I mean, it was lighter, it was brighter in here. Because that was what, about a year and a half ago, I think. It was a while ago when you guys came, and you guys took the mirror, you took my brother's journal. Um, I really didn't have nothing happening. I did have a roommate. He was in this room. I did briefly move back out here last year. He was in between houses and he asked, "Hey, can I?" I was like, "Yeah." So he did have one experience in that room. He had a lot of figurines, and um, one morning he's like, "Your ghost knocked over my figurines last night," and I was like, "Sorry," but he didn't seem to feed on it, just like because he was, I guess, see how I would kind of act if stuff happened in the house. Um, but the stuff that happened after you guys left was more just like a knock, or you would hear something like a noise, or you might hear a voice, but it was nothing as dark as with my brother. Yeah, definitely different.
Now that you're preparing to leave, I hear that the activity has started to resurface. Can you describe what has been happening in the home again?
So I've been prepping and slowly moving everything out pretty much this whole month. Um, I think the the most different what I noticed was the animals. Like my cat before, she was here when everything first was taking place with my brother and stuff. Never really affected her until now. I would think that I would be sitting here working from home and I would think I would hear her hissing in the garage, and I would kind of get up to see, is the dog bothering her? Why is she hissing? Because she doesn't have that kind of personality really. And it was just kind of like, that's kind of weird. But she would be asleep in the living room. And I have caught her a couple times in the living room hissing towards like the hallways, towards like the bedrooms and stuff. I've caught her twice doing that. But the hissing in the garage, I've heard it a number of times since I've has started to pack up and starting to move stuff out of the house. Um, and it wouldn't be the dog. The dog would be asleep right at my. I noticed the dog has become a more. I don't know if it's because I'm moving stuff around, so the dog has been really clingy. But I've noticed that the dog doesn't move 2 feet away from me anymore. When I was here in the house, it seemed like the dog would never rest. If I would go from this room to another room, she would be like right behind. I had to be careful because sometimes I would like, oh, I forgot something, and I would like almost trip over her kind of thing. So it was more the animals, and then I started smelling stuff, and I was like, it was really really strong. And like I said, I work from home a lot, and by the end of the day, my head would hurt, my throat would hurt from like thinking it was smelling. Well, it was smelling something, but it was just so strong to me. I don't smell it today, but yeah. But it was more the animals. I think that's what really kind of intrigued me, was that the animals are starting to be affected, and the hissing in the garage. Who knows what's happening in that garage?
Do you think there's any connection between you leaving and the activity coming back? Or do you feel like something in the house itself is tied to your brother's presence?
I want to say, I don't think it's happy that I'm leaving. I think I think it enjoyed me here because I pretty much left it alone. Um, from your guys' last came out, we pretty much figured it's out in the bedroom in the garage. Um, you even asked it last time, why don't you leave? And it says it was here first. And I was like, okay, I've learned how just to share the house. So I think turning it upside down and getting stuff out and moving, I think it's kind of unsure, like what's happening, you know, with anyone's future. You never know how the next owners will take it.
What are your hopes for the future once you move from this house? What do you want for yourself and your family as you close this chapter?
I want whatever's here to stay here. Of course, my mom could come with me. I would say my brother, but I'm kind of uneasy to welcome my brother into my new place. I don't know if I want him, but my mom, yes, my mom can. But whatever else, no, I wanted whatever else to stay here and just kind of move on and close this chapter. And
Do you have any final thoughts or messages for those who might be watching your story or have gone through something similar?
I think being able to reach out to you guys was excellent. Even if I like something's happening and I just shoot you guys like a quick text, or I send you guys something, having that extra support of someone understanding what you're actually going through is great. Because if I didn't find you guys, I'm kind of wondering like what would I have ended up doing? Um, would I have just moved out sooner, or would the activity been more without you guys cleansing the house before? Would the activity just been continuing where I would just been like fed up and left? Um, but I think having you guys as just extra support definitely was a key thing. I mean, to this day, I mean, come on, I've been dealing with this for what, almost 3 years now. I mean, you guys are still there to this day, by like, hey, I have this thought, you guys are willing to help and answer any questions, which has been fantastic. I appreciate you guys. Definitely.
After everything that has happened, what does peace in this home look like for you?
Well, whatever's here, I don't want to bring it. I think peace would not always having to explain a knock, because I'm always like, if I do hear something, it's constant like, oh, that was, trying to make up an excuse or reasoning of what was that noise. So it'd be nice not having to, I guess, let my guard down a little bit and not always have to have like, oh, what was that? Is it going to start again? Because you never know, is it what will make it upset, and trigger it to start it? Because I don't even know what really made it started, other than me bringing my brother's ashes into the house. I mean, like before, the house was fine. That I noticed. You just don't know when it's going to start and when it's going to stop. It's really unpredictable, definitely. But quiet.
So we started off the night first doing lights out, and we used the spirit box, which is a very effective tool. And with the backstory of this haunting, something popped out that just was alarming. And I think I asked the question, why is this house still haunted? And we got the response very clearly, not really refutable, is the book.
We never talked about the book around that device. The device wasn't running. It wasn't picking up on our conversations. There's no explanation for it. But yeah, it was. And then the energy shifted pretty heavy towards this like very confrontational type vibe. It was a lot.
We're in the garage now. We're going to run a spirit box session to see if anything can come through. We heard their voice. We're going to go ahead and try to give them a little bit more energy, see if they can come through here. Right off the bat. Do you need a voice? Can you speak to us? Who do we feel in this house? Who spoke? We thought we heard a man. Please speak through this box. What is your name? Who are you? Why are you here now that Tanya's gone?
The book.
A book.
The book, bro.
The book.
Oh no.
The book.
Oh man.
Dude, there's no way.
Yo, that actually freaked me out.
So this is Mikhail? Is that what it is? The book, dude.
That was
So that was a woman.
Sorry, all right, let's lock in.
I have mad chills.
Yeah, me too. Lock in.
The book, dude. Okay, so you're here because of the book? That was loud and clear. Please speak. This is a different language.
Yeah, dude.
Loud tap over there.
Brian, I'm not gonna lie. I have the most intense
There's some energy.
chills I've ever had.
There's some energy on me, dude. It's electric. The book. Is this Mikhail? Is this Tanya's brother? Give us some clues. Give us some answers.
Reveals
Reveal something?
Yeah, reveals. Yeah.
Reveals something. Thing. We have the book. You do know that. Catball. Dude, that sounded metal. That sounded metal right when that catball went off. Did you hear that?
Yes.
So she was talking about like a shadow person with freaking horns on his head. The book. And in that book, her brother was like saying these weird like alakazam and prostrations to like the devil and things like that. Well, we'll show you the book. We have it in our possession. We took it away from her a long time ago. And things are popping off now. And they're what we call in this business synchronicities. There's no way these tools would know that story of that book. We didn't even talk about the book. Okay, we talked about the book off camera. So the fact that that came through is insane to me. So you're here because of the book. Can you interact with anything else on that table? You're obviously here. It's very freaking bizarre in this house now. What are you?
Geneva?
Is that a name?
Jehovah?
Keep trying. What about the book? What do we need to know? Why are you here? It's like different languages. What do you have to do with Mikhail? Why did the book that he wrote matters? Why do you care? Magic. Power. Writing affirmations in a book. You just call that a diary. Why does that create energy? Why does that create anything? Dude, it's bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
I feel threatened.
I do too.
Yeah. I'll tell you that much.
I do.
I feel threatened, but
I still have goosebumps all over.
It kind of backed off from me a little bit, but I felt like so bizarre there for a second. So is this you? Is this your energy? Is this what you're all about? Do you come from the book?
What's your number? See if you remember that.
We're just going down that route, huh?
Remember? We were doing an Estes method in this room, and it said
Say 3.
Said 55, which is or something.
What, dude? That face you're giving me?
No, it's just like I'm asking what his number is, and
It's like just bizarre. Are we really gonna go down that road? Catball. We're getting activity now.
the number, bro.
Do you think this is demonic?
I think. Could you bring the speaker down a little bit? It's focusing.
Sorry.
No, you're okay. I think it's associated. It's adjacent.
Catball's good. It's associated, huh? It's laughing.
That just scared me.
Yeah. What's your deal?
Am I onto something?
I'm alive. Dude, look, cat ball's going off again.
Yeah, I believe you. I don't want to keep panning because I feel like I'm gonna miss it.
What have we awakened? You've been here the whole time. We're just bringing you out. So, game's on, I guess. A priest?
Maybe.
Dude, this thing is not cool.
Yeah.
This is not.
Yeah.
This is not good. Are you attached to Tanya's family? Is that what's going on? Cat ball. It's like it's answering with the cat ball, dude.
I'm sweating.
You're sweating?
It's not hot.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm like,
You can't hurt us, and we're not afraid of you. Cat ball's just going crazy, bro. Most importantly, we're not afraid of you, and we came here to talk to you tonight. So we're happy that you're talking to us. How about that?
leave.
Say leave.
Mm-hmm.
We're not leaving. Cat ball, man. That's bizarre, bro. It's huge activity.
Is it still going?
Yeah. Do you want me to point that camera like out there?
Yeah, go ahead and flip it. Yeah.
I'm just gonna place this here. It's no one's over there, dude. Like it's crazy.
And you can take the
IR.
the IRs up here, above you.
It's like answering questions with the cat ball. And that has not stopped. So that's motion activated, right?
Yeah.
So no one's over there. We're the only two people in the house. What about the book? What about the number? What about this haunting that seems to be plaguing Tanya's family? What else? Just cat ball all day long, dude.
Do you not want us in here?
Cat ball. So it goes off, and then it goes on again.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
So are you some sort of conjured lesser being of sorts? If you like something like, you're not a demon. You're not a major malevolent force. I don't believe. You're definitely not nice.
What was that? Not sure. There's something going on out there. Did you hear that? I did. And this is just like not giving us anything. Another cat ball, dude. 2 cat balls. It's trying to show you like, hey, I'm a little bit more than
Dude,
you think.
I'm actually anxious. Like I'm nervous. I don't know why. I don't get like this.
2 cat balls going off now. Are you shaking that table? Is that what's going on? Is that why Edwin? So Tanya's friends with a Catholic priest. His name's Edwin, and even he gets nervous in this house. Is this why? Because I believe it now. I believe it. He would get nervous in this house.
Yeah, I don't feel good, bro.
But you can back the fuck off, dude. Whatever the hell you are, you can back the fuck right off because you're not going to intimidate us and you're not going to scare us.
Yeah, I'm not scared, but just that feeling in your stomach.
Yeah, it's a fight. We didn't come here to fight. We came here to figure you out. Because this has been an ongoing thing for almost 3 years. So, just make yourself known, dude. Those cat balls are going off, man. 1, 2, 1, 2. Make all 3 of them go off. Come on. You can do it. There's a temperature sensor on there. Activate the REM portal. Is that all you got? Temperature sensor's going off, dude. It's glowing blue. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Activate everything, dude. You want me to believe that you're powerful? Activate everything. Activate that REM portal. Activate that temperature sensor. Make that temperature sensor sing.
Knocking.
Yeah, knock on the walls. Let's go. Wake this thing up.
What was that?
What?
It was like shaking. It was like.
I don't know, dude. Temperature sensor's going off too. That is insane, bro. And this is just like they're not talking anymore.
Are you the bad thing? Dude, that is, I've never seen that before.
Make the REM portal go off too. All that energy's over there and you can't activate the REM portal? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Brian,
What?
why would both be going off unless something was activated? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, there's vibration over there.
Like we could say that.
Well, and then I'm turning this off because they're not talking. Like, that's over with. What else? What else? Dude. It's wild, right?
Yeah.
Just nothing. We were like, even like, dude, maybe nothing will happen. You know what I mean? And now, like, this is the most activity I've seen from devices, at least in a very, very, very long time.
What I found interesting on the last part of the night where we booked that Vox back out, because it seemed to be working. It was, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So we went back to it, and the whole experience was just very strange to me because we just kept hearing these like theological things coming through, and that was kind of like the theme the whole night, and it kept recurring, and I just couldn't. It was confusing to me because I couldn't wrap my head around why these biblical theological phrases were coming through. It just didn't make any sense. You have on one hand the energy of this like dark being, and then on the other hand you have these phrases of like biblical nature coming through. So it's like this like seesaw back and forth of energetic existence, if you will.
I saw a full-on manifestation of the shadow figure that was maybe 5'4". You know, that might have been like a child or a woman, not very tall, but very prominent. And there's just a lot of energy. It would just kind of come onto our shoulders and then come off, come on, come off. And for the second time, you know, I said, what the heck's going on? And why does this haunting persist? And we got the book. And it's just that synchronicity there is just really hard to overlook. You know, we'll show you this book after the fact. We don't have it here with us tonight, but very interesting stuff. And then we got more biblical answers. It was this weird cadence of like, walk with the children of Israel. And then we got like literally the Jesus Christ. And there's probably some other things I'm forgetting. Just biblical stuff. And it just led me to believe, like, is this Tanya's brother? Like, is this his like magical self, you know? Because he used to study like different religions and cults and different things, you know. Maybe he's in the afterlife, you know, as this like entity now that just came to say hi and like show us his power. Maybe that's what we were dealing with tonight. But ultimately, I don't know. Okay, so we're live. The temperature is fluctuating. That means it's cold. I got the spirit box running again because that was very successful the first time. And I feel like they're just ready to talk. So I'm going to increase the volume and we're just going to listen.
We're back.
We are back. Change the turn on the channel. So why is this house, an empty house, haunted still? Basketball? So you said the book. So Mikhail, right? He had his strange book. What else? Why haunt an empty house? Why? Oh,
whoa,
laugh, dude.
Dude,
as that went off, you think this is funny? Why is this funny to you? We're just trying to talk to you and figure out why do you think this? I got energy all over.
Dude, I've never heard it laugh like that before.
Yeah. Why do you think? Why
The
do you think this
house.
is funny? Is this a game to you?
Dude.
There's a woman too.
What, the laugh?
Yeah, I felt like I was like.
I don't, dude, that thing just sounded like a weird cat. Their pocket?
Yeah, what's in my pocket? I have the lav mic in my pocket.
That laugh was disturbing.
Why are you haunting an empty house though? Like, we have the book. Why is there this lasting energy and connection with Tanya? Because her brother had a magic book that he wrote manifestations into. Why is that? Why is that, like, is that forbidden? Like, does that create something? Like, trying to understand, like, why is this book so profound?
No, we could be missing.
Dude, this is bizarre, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
Who am I? Who are we hearing? Like, what's going on?
Sid?
No. This is so bizarre, dude.
Dude, I've never. These noises are very unique.
What is going on right now?
Now, startup. It'll be a lot easier to understand these things when we can go back and listen to them after the fact. So,
This is the second time I've seen that. They're dying. They're dying. Who is here? Who is talking to me? What is your name? What are you all about? Why? We want answers. The pocket? What about this pocket? Who cares about Who cares about the pocket? Why do I keep saying that?
Yeah. Of the god.
what was that?
I don't know, dude.
We know.
Is that a knock?
Yeah.
I feel like there's just like gotta keep watching my back. Like the hallway's sus, dude. It's like darker in one area, like right here.
Yeah.
And it's just like giving me goosebumps. Like, I don't want
No.
to. Am I seeing some kind of manifestation in that bedroom, or is that just the trick of the light? It's that sus. Is the temperature sensor? Is that a yes? Is that you saying yes? It is really bizarre. It's like really dark right there.
If you would teaching isn't
Can you just tell me what you are? I said no.
Yeah.
Why can't you tell me what you are? Like, why is that? Is that too easy?
The great. Oh,
Before we. Were you brought into this house?
No.
Only.
Are you attached to something?
Hmm?
I don't know. Set off the temperature sensor again if you have something to do with Tanya. Set it off if you have something to do with her brother. Set it off if you have something to do with Kathy, Tanya's mother.
Is that door like popping? Who's touching the door? Who?
I don't know. Black. We haven't been in the. Well, we have been in the mother's room.
Money.
Kind of move a little bit.
Okay. You want to keep running this?
Yeah.
Clarify stop.
Do you not want us to go back here?
Where can we find you? Can you say anything differently? I feel like it's just this room. No more answers, huh? Is that it? Talk. Yeah, we want to talk. That's why we're here. I'm defeated.
Sounded like something like that.
What it is like.
That's double
Yeah.
again.
And you. Wander.
Wander with the
Children of Israel.
children of Israel. Whoa.
What? Wander with the children of it. There's some biblical stuff when you were doing that was Spanish. Tampoco.
Wander.
I see a shadow figure in Tanya's the halls. Yeah, there they are. I see a shadow figure in the hallway. It is scary. I haven't seen something that solid in a second, dude. That's bizarre. Yeah, I know. I see you. Mm. That's bizarre. Unless my eyes are playing a trick on me.
Where did you see it?
In Tanya, like in the. There's something there, bro. It's like because there's the white door, and it's like taking up more space. It's bizarre, dude.
I'm a druid.
Mama. It's bizarre, dude. There's so seriously, like I can see like a black mass.
So weird though, dude. It said wander with the.
Who did I see right here? Right here. You were right here. Oh, there's so much energy right here. Were you standing right here? Who is that? That I saw standing right here.
I'm here.
Who? I'm here.
So I thought it just said.
Who? Who are you? Why is this house still haunted? Why? There's nothing in here now. So why? It's a mystery. I'm seriously...
The book. It said it again.
The book.
It said it again.
What do we need to do with the book so this will stop? Can you tell us that? Can somebody, a good spirit out there, can you tell us? What do we have to do with the book so this can stop? What do you think?
It's hard to even like formulate like what I think about what's happening because it's oh so confusing. Because I feel like a piece of it is like this like confrontational like energy
Yeah.
that doesn't feel necessarily like a human spirit. Like I said, not saying it's a demon, but just like something just not nice, like something lesser, like a lesser evil kind of thing, you know? Like a not a primeval for my Diablo fans out there.
Maybe it's Mikhail and this is like him in the afterlife, just like maybe he finally like achieved this power, you know? And now he's like some kind of entity now. And he's attached to the book because that was like his magical manifestations like into the book. So his soul remains because of the book. That would be like that's the only thing I can think of because the book's come up several times.
The fact that it's come up twice in two separate little segments that we've done is interesting. I don't know, dude.
That's just one theory. I mean, reality is gonna, who knows?
I'm at a loss.
Me too. Can you give us a clue, Mikhail? Is that true or are we totally off here? Whoever we're talking to, can you help us out? Turn the volume back up. Might be too loud. Hold on.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, what?
Wow.
It's biblical stuff, man.
Yeah, that's weird.
What about Jesus Christ now? I got chills.
Yeah, me too.
Believe. But it feels good now. It's like a good chill.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused.
Jesus Christ. Walk with the children of Israel. Maybe it's just a biblical radio, you know what I mean? Keeps picking up on it.
Yeah, but that doesn't work like a traditional spirit box. You know what I mean? It's not gonna, I don't know. But also, I've never heard a spirit box talk.
Who is touching that right now? Speak into this. Who is touching that? Who is that? Give us an answer, please. Speak into this. Who just touched that temperature sensor? Be honest. Well, here we are again. So admittedly, kind of feeling nervous about sleeping in that room. Number one, somebody passed away in that room. Haven't done that in a while. And number two, I did see a shadow person in that room. So a little on edge there, but we'll cross our fingers and hope for the best.
Can't be as bad as last episode.
All right, that was rough. So I feel like if we're not calling on anything, the energy can get kind of stagnant in here. That's what I'm hoping for, but we'll run the cameras just to see. But yeah, man, place is haunted, so fingers crossed.
It is, and I don't know. Candidly, I can sleep.
You can sleep in Hill House, dude. You can sleep anywhere. I can't sleep in that house. It's tough.
Yeah, but as usual, checking in before bed. I'm sure this episode is going to come out great, and thanks for watching.
We'll be on to the next one, y'all.
We'll be on to the next one. Good night.
your house is haunted, hit us up. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button.
So cringy.
Okay.
All right, air's coming on.
Well, this room got real cold, I remember too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my door open just in case, you know.
And there's the air. Oh man, my beard looks weird. The beard's weird. Looking scraggly. I'm ready for bed.
I mean, to say that this house is still haunted, absolutely. 100%, it's still haunted. And we will be performing a cleansing in the morning. We'll kind of go through our emotions there. I don't think we'll film it, but we'll do our best to cleanse this place once again. Tanya will no longer be living here, but there will be new owners, and hopefully whatever residual energy or intelligent energy is here, we can have it move on. But very different kind of night. This is a house call, it's more personal. And I'm glad we could validate what Tanya was experiencing, and her friend, who's actually a Catholic priest, Edwin. I'm glad we could validate those two things for them. And hopefully this stays away from her new place, and she can move on in peace after all.
So what I've come to understand from tonight is that you can do what you want, you can practice what you want, you can believe what you want. You're your own individual, for those of you that are watching. Just understand that the occult and these rituals and things of that nature have impacts on this reality, and they can have impacts on you. And who knows, they may cause hauntings in your life. So I guess my message to everybody is to just be careful on what you're doing. Understand what you're doing before you do it, not just because it sounds cool or edgy or whatever you want to say about it. Pay attention to what you're doing, because you don't know if this is going to be you sooner than later.